Yes, when I went into the drawing room, I saw Philip lying on the floor.
Nothing else is around, grab vitamin C. Take as much as you can. But vitamin C always causes intracellular increase of hydrogen peroxide because particularly the cancer cell, the cancer cell is such a hog for sugar. It's got so many sugar receptors and it gets fooled. It thinks the vitamin C is sugar. And so it just takes it in. And so you got a great setup. So we have a simple test now that we have people test their urine to see how much vitamin C is coming out in their urine. In the little strip, which costs you 20 cents, it's called C-stick. If it's green, you have scurvy, and you're not going to survive. Whatever is wrong with you, you're going to die because you have a serious deficiency that no one's treating. That's only about 14% of Americans have actual scurvy on this test. Only 14%. But some of them are being treated for cancer, and they're going to just die because they put the chemo inside of somebody who has no C. And you remember, vitamin C is made inside of everybody except in guinea pigs and humans, some bats, but vitamin C is made because you convert with the L-gallanolactone gene, you convert sugar to vitamin C. And so if you have a mouse that weighs what I weigh and he's under stress, he makes 10 to 20 grams. A goat may make 50 grams of vitamin C, but he's doing it from sugar. But you didn't have the gene, so I have to make you intelligent enough to know that even though you have this gene defect, you can overcome it because C is still the quickest way for people who don't understand anything else to stay alive. It's not a cure, but it buys you the time.
And then we learned from Linus Pauling that high-dose vitamin C have an effect. So the next step was not only introducing these phytonutrients into the treatment, also high-dose vitamin C. And in the meantime, we have learned that if you combine vitamin C with hypothermia, we have a maximum effect without any toxicity.
My academy, American College for Advancement in Medicine, acam.org, has 1,200 members, and our president is Dr. Jean Driscoll. She's a radiologist at the University of Kansas Medical School, and she's actually got the full FDA approval for us to be treating breast cancer with vitamin C.
For example, also with cancer cells, what we're doing here in the center is we're providing patients with intravenous vitamin C, and then we're potentiating the effect of the intravenous vitamin C by putting them in the hyperbaric chamber. The hyperbaric chamber then forces more oxygen into the tissues, and what happens is that as the cells start taking up the vitamin C itself, there's a conversion to what's called a peroxide radical, basically hydrogen peroxide, which is very reactive. And all tissues have an enzyme called catalase, which is very often used in order to inactivate the hydrogen peroxide because it's a very reactive molecule, except cancer cells seem to be deficient in the enzyme called catalase. And so with the enzyme catalase being deficient and we're generating lots of hydrogen peroxide, that actually has a cytotoxic effect on the tumor. And so the tumor, as it's taking up the large amounts of vitamin C, then can't process the hydrogen peroxide, and so it basically poisons the mechanism of the cell. By poisoning the mechanism of the cell, we're creating an apoptotic mechanism, killing off the cancer cells themselves. So vitamin C then can actually have a tumoricidal effect besides an immune white blood cell potentiating effect.
Well, vitamin C makes the immune system very in tune to invading microorganisms and foreign substances and helps your body deal with all the overwhelming challenges that our body comes into. You know, a lot of people think that vitamin C is acidic. Yes, it's acidic to begin with, but then it becomes alkaline in the body. And you may have heard me talk about many times on radio shows and other interviews about acidity. You want to get your body out of acidity. The foundation for all diseases, all chronic degenerative diseases, is acidity. You don't want to be acidic. So eat your greens, drink your greens anyway, green powders, mega greens, the pH Plus and vitamin C help your body become alkaline, and your cells will be happy and thank you for it. Vitamin C, now this particular vitamin C, you always think about vitamin C, well, if I take too much vitamin C, I get diarrhea, I don't feel good, I'm stomach upset. This vitamin C doesn't do that. It's it's very nice and easy on the digestive system.
Let me tell you, vitamin C is one of the most amazing miracle substances on earth. It's virtually non-toxic, no matter how high the dose, and yet it can save a person's life in doses as little as 50 milligrams. It's really quite remarkable. But there's no question that it has selective effects on cancer cells. I've seen a couple of very good studies, and it seems to come in at about 3 milligrams percent in the blood. If you can hit that kind of level of, and that's quite high, if you can hit that level of vitamin C in the blood, it selectively kills cancer cells, which is what we want. And as I just said, it's in no way toxic for healthy cells. Well, the only way you're really going to achieve levels like that, Max, is really IV. You know, you could try and shovel spoons full of vitamin C down, but you know what would happen. You get diarrhea, and then you end up with less vitamin C because you're evacuating the bowel far too much. It's quite an irritant to the bowel. But IV, it's magic. So we always, you know, it's a routine to give 50, 60 grams per visit for a patient. If they're in real trouble, I would do that every day. But, you know, if not, once or twice a week, as they gradually recover, you can space them out. But you have an IV vitamin C drip, a huge amount in it like that will achieve those kind of levels. Cytotoxic in its own right. But then you've got the drip running, so you know you can do all the other good stuff. You know, you can add hydrazine sulfate and DMSO and homeopathics, and that to me it was the backbone of the sort of intervention treatment that I was doing. You know, the lifestyle thing, the patient has to go home and do that himself. But what they got when they were in the clinic or the office was centered around that. And vitamin C is, I think, quite critical. You know, it's the number one thing that you're going to find alternative MDs using. They will supplement that, you know, with immune therapies and other things, but across the board we found it wonderful stuff.